Okay, so there's a thing where, like, your mom tells you when you're little, be careful, like, what you say and what you do, and don't talk bad about anybody. I always try to go on that one. Except, there are facts in life. It's FACTSLIFE. Currently, the Living Carnival and Circus of New York City and Long Island does not know how time, space, and language work, nor the interdimensional relationship between different organs being from different backgrounds tuned to a different pitch than one another that should never be sitting in the same orchestra at any point in space and time. But you put that into some past relative dynamic of, well, okay, so if you were in Africa in, say, the Congo area, and you transported on a vessel to south of the United States, you play one beautiful instrument. It may be in tune with mine for short periods of time. I don't know that you'd want me around your every day. I'd probably annoy the hell out of you, which is fine. Same goes vice versa. You go play your instruments the way you want, and I'm going to go somewhere in the mountains and play my instrument a different way. So that's the way that works. I don't understand why, when I'm speaking very clearly, and sometimes on broad road rash, yeah, that is how we say it, isn't it? It's a rash. R-A-S-H. When you fall off of somebody else's motorcycle that you stole, because you insisted that they take a dip in the wrong gene pool, and then you crash sideways, fall off, and then fly across the earth with nothing but clothing and skin to rip off on the asphalt, because physics wasn't working for you that day in that matrixy moment. So that's what we call road rash, when your skin rips off by the asphalt because you were doing some physical dynamic that in that moment got shut off and you had a catastrophe and skidded out of control and the skin just came off. Whatever happens, peels off, whatever. So that's one dynamic. Here's the other one. In a time capsule, future, what's going to happen in your time capsule happens maybe 100 years in the past, leading up to it, where you're all pinned in some unique style and fashion, and the star tree, which is who he and I come for, always in a different dimension and realm than the rest of the future that was made back then, in some pairing of possibility and exponents, and then it fulfills in reality and actuality. So ours comes with a dynamic, which is very dangerous for us when you all learn how the dynamic works, because your corpuscles of corporations and deciding to hose one another, H-O-S-E, with sexual relations and cocaine and parties and alcohol, and then traveling all over the place like as if nobody was watching at the who's who has records of all of your very real adventures and ventures together at every point, and it should be under full investigation if it wasn't already, because coming in, we already had the road rash report. We knew who was to blame. We knew what was at stake. We knew we did not, and the star people agreed they did not want to risk their marriage husband and wife with a bunch of kids and fixing the world with their generation in a nice new way and forgetting all of the disgusting disaster that was already planned that they said back then, but now they have physicalness. They didn't want this. And that this only got put into play because the past 2 generations of my star people were left dragging on the floor, exposed, and you didn't make it to the who's who list of, no, we have everybody. Everybody's on board. No, you're not. See, here's what the enemy does. They throw somebody off the cart who owns the cart. They etch out the name ETCH, the name of the actual cart owner, and then they put in marker, MARKER, their name, and it doesn't look right to the police because they're like, that's not a real VIN.